Welcome everybody to day one of the round of 8 of the ASL. We're in a new studio today, and joining me is our Zerg expert. It is Eonzerg. What's up, man? You're back.
What's up, Nyoken? I'm back.
He's back.
I'm so excited for today, man. Arjun against Best. Best of 5. I mean, this is going to be good.
Yeah, and like I stated in the round of 24, round of 16, Action, he's somebody that I've been waiting for to go the distance in ASL. And this could be his season. He looks really strong. He's got a Protoss player in the round of 8, and generally Zerg players are good versus Protoss. But, you know, I was told by Avilove a couple days ago that actually Best is got an 80% win rate versus Action this year. However, that's only 13 or so games played, so take that with a grain of salt. But you know what? I was actually surprised that Best made it through, because Best in the past few seasons hasn't really met expectations for himself. But this time he's finally made it into the round of 8, and for the first time in a long time, I think.
Yeah. It's a good season for I mean, if you check the list of players that are already in the round of 8, it's a good season for the players that usually don't do so well in a normal season, in my opinion. It's been such an unpredictable season to spectate. And yeah, like if you ask me, well, Best is this unexpected? To be honest, in my opinion, in my head, I have this image of Best like being so good that it's actually, like, to me, weird that he's not in semis every season.
Yeah, when you see Best play, you think that this guy can go deep in the tournament every single time, but for whatever reasons, generally he gets hung up in like the round of 16 of the ASL, but not the case this time around. You know, we had 3 Protosses in the round of, what was it, 16 or round of 24, I can't remember exactly, and out of all of them, he was the least likely for me to make it out. We had Bisu, we had Snow. Actually, I thought this could be Snow's season because Snow is so damn good, but he ended up also falling in the round of 16.
Yeah. No, and the cool about like this matchup, Best against Arjun, is that, well, in theory, these two players' strength is like the long games, right? Like that's Best strength for sure. And then Arjun, like, he's like this late game guru that play as Sir.
Yeah, he's so deadly in all the matchups, especially Zerg versus Terran, and clearly Zerg versus Protoss, because he also is the one that took out Mini in the round of 24, if I remember correctly. And it was just like he built Hydras, just moved across the map on Dark Origin, and the game ended.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember now the game. He made a different build order in that game. Like he made a hatchery, like inside his base. Not really the classic Star versus Protoss build order.
Yeah, and of course we do have a small interview with the players like they always have in the round of 8. I wish we had Korean translation here, because, you know, I could understand a little bit of the round of 16 where players were pointing out they wanted to be in this group, they want to be in that group, and every time somebody wanted to be in a specific group, well, that backfired, especially the Royal group. Royal got exactly what he wanted, which was 3 Zergs, and then he got absolutely crushed. So I'm curious if either player are happy about their opponents here in the round of 8.
Yeah, man, people are giving so much nice comments to Royal for picking his favorite group and getting eliminated.
Yeah.
There is so many lovely comments, like, wow. It's not the first time someone's make his desired group and lose, man.
Well, when you're in the ASL, there are no bad players. It doesn't really matter how strong you are. The opponents are going to be pretty damn close in skill if they're not already equal in skill. So even though it was a little bit of a shocker there to me, you know, anything can happen in the ASL. And I think, if I remember correctly, Royal wanted those groups set up that way because he also wanted Light and Snow to get eliminated. Well, he got that. The problem was he also went down with them.
I mean, apart from Flash, remember this game is so old that there has been so many star leagues. Like back then, winning a championship back to back, it was like super rare.
Yeah.
Like I'm talking like early 2000, you know. Apart from Flash, in the ASL, like I don't really see like anyone like building this dream group and just like killing it. Like most of the time you win the ASL and you are getting eliminated next time.
Yeah, it is rare for sure to have back-to-back. In fact, I'm trying to think who else won ASL back-to-back. I know Zero.
Yeah. I think apart from Queen, there is no one else.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. Is it only Zero? I feel like that's probably correct because I don't remember anyone that has even won twice in the ASL. I'd have to actually go through the entire history to see that.
No, because I Shuttle won one season, then Flash won 4 ASLs. I think Rain won 1 ASL. F4 won 1 ASL. Last also won 1 ASL.
Yeah, that's the thing is I feel like there's a lot of people that have won once, and there's really, that's it. Like, yeah, I'm looking through the list right now. It seems to be that it is Effort won twice. Effort won. Well, I guess he technically didn't. He didn't win ASL because it was called the Vant Star League first. But everybody...
it counts. But it counts. That actually counts. Like that was the first one.
Okay, well then he is also up there with 2 victories. Everybody else just has
But
one.
it wasn't back to back, you know? Like it wasn't actually back to back.
Yeah, it was 7 seasons later or so, and I think that was actually my favorite season of ASL. Effort played out of his mind, especially that Circuit Breakers game where he burrowed a Zergling to dodge the mine. That was like the highlight of all time for me watching that. I was like, oh my god. If Flash beats this guy, I don't even know what to say because Effort's just playing ridiculous.
Yeah, spoiler alert, he didn't.
Yeah, he didn't.
That was the season, now that you mentioned, that was the season he played against last, and he made a crazy build with the Burrow. Burrow Zergling in the last game. I never seen something like that in a tournament before. Like, that was a ladder build, to be honest. I think he even mentioned that.
I don't remember that game. I'll have to rewatch the VOD on YouTube because the only game that I have bookmarked is the Circuit Breakers Flash game. But yeah, that sounds interesting to see a Burrow game. I think I vaguely remember Burrow being popular at that point in time. Maybe not necessarily for mass links, but for getting vision across the entire map without the opposing player really knowing that.
Yeah. So Nyoken, for today's matchup, we have the maps already. There is no 76 in the mix. What do you think about the maps? Do you think they favor Protoss, is favor best, or they favor Arjun?
I think it's about even, actually. The one thing that does worry me is we do have Heartbreak Ridge, I think, second. So if somebody wins game 1 and then they get like for example, I think if Action wins game 1, I think Heartbreak Ridge is a tough Protoss map. So it could be possible that he wins the second map too. And then you're down 2-0. And I think that's going to be hard to recover from. So I guess now that I'm talking about it, I think maybe I favor Action just slightly.
Yeah, if you ever watch the interviews from these guys or like you talk to them, it's like they always like they give the most priority to win the first map. Like that's the most important map for to any of these pro gamers because it actually sets the tone for the series.
Yeah, and if you have something planned, like something special planned for game one and maybe game two, and then you lose both, you may just start freaking out like, oh man, what I planned for isn't working. Do I need to switch it up now? And if you switch it up and go into a build that you didn't plan, I feel like that's not kind of going to work out for you. So, yeah, it is pretty imperative that you win the first game. We're getting a look at best stats here. You can see that he's made it into the round of 8 multiple times, but it's been a while since we've seen him there. We are now in season 15, so it's been about 4 seasons or so. And getting also a look at action stats here. He was in the round of 4 and then also round of 4 again. In wait, do they say in the same? Oh, it's the third place match in the season 8. Okay, I see. Yeah. But he lost to Junginchul. That's Snow, I think, and then also versus Rain 1 and 3.
Oh man, I just saw like best results is always like a 0-3 in round of 8.
Yeah, man. For whatever reason, he just is hard stuck Jesus. There. And here we go. This is the map order. As I stated, Sylphid's first. Then we have Heartbreak Ridge. Yeah, I feel like you gotta at least get one win on the board in game 1 or game 2, because if you go into Nemesis, which is just a weird map, I think you're in trouble if you're down 2-0.
What about Retro? Like, is Retro like equal for both, or what about it?
It seems pretty normal to me. Like, it kind of reminds me of Allegro. You've got a lot of area in the middle of the map. Maybe Fighting Spirit-esque in that the third base is quite far away, but just watching the games on Retro that I've seen, it doesn't seem like it's absurdly difficult for either side. Maybe just getting the third base is a little bit hard for Protoss, but other than that, it seems pretty normal to me. And it's not like maps don't have far third bases. Like Eclipse has a far third base. Allegro, Largo have somewhat far third bases. So I feel like Protoss players should be accustomed to maps like that by now.
Yeah, because like if then the score gets to 2-2, then the map doesn't really matter, right? Like it's not one of these cases that you are in so much pressure to win before getting to that set, right? It's not the case at all.
Yeah, I don't think so. And we do get a look at the stats. If I remember correctly from what we just saw, Best has like a 57% win rate versus Zerg. That's pretty damn good. And surprisingly, Action's worst matchup is versus Protoss. And like I said, coming into this series, Avila pointed out that Action is on a bit of a losing streak versus Best, so he needs to bring it together today, because this is the most important match of the entire year for him versus Best.
If I'm not mistaken, Action actually lose many games against Rain. I don't know if we play Best in the ASL, to be honest, but like I recall losing, like him losing against Rain.
I'm not sure, but our players are about to be ready. We are just, I guess, waiting for the final word from both sides. And we are ready to go. So let's get into game 1 of day 1 of the round of 8. It's Action versus Best on Sylphid. Okay, in the bottom right position are green Protoss. It is Best. And in the top middle are purple Zerg. It is Action.
Okay, now you can Best actually pick this map. That means he really need to win here. That was his pick.
Yeah, I'm trying to think, like, have we seen players winning their picks? I actually think this season so far, people haven't really won their picks that often. And if I can see that stat correctly, think it says 3-0 for best versus action, and looking at that, best has the 4th best win rate PVZ, so that's quite impressive. And overall, Protoss is dominating Zerg on Sylphid 4-1.
Ooh, I didn't notice the stats.
Yeah, I was also unaware, and we do have best, of course, with the forward pylon, and I see he's already sending out that probe again. I thought we may get a Forge expand. And is that Cadenzi right there, Eonzerg?
Look at Cadenzi, man. Supporting Arjun, I hope.
I'm sure she is. And we do have what looked like a 9-gate opener. And so far, action, is this going to be hatch first?
11 hatched, I think.
You are Pride of Calm Sung. I'm not sure exactly what that means. Of course, I can recognize Calm there, but not sure about the Sung card. We do actually have a 12-pool gas. This is interesting. I think this is the first time we've seen a 12-pool opener all season. And how does this play out versus a 9-gate?
I mean, this is actually, funny enough, this is actually good against 1 gate.
Okay. Well, this is also an extremely fast gas. What was this, like a 140 gas? So we haven't really seen this that much at all. And
There are many options that opens now for Arjun doing this, because like he's going to be able to deny scouting, deny silos, and can also like go, if he is like if he denies scouting, well, he can go like lair, do a lurker rush, do a muta rush. There are many options for him, man.
yeah, I was thinking the same thing. This looks like it could be fast lair, but instead it is going to be fast speed, and that means that, you know, if that zealot is ever out of position, if there's ever a
Yeah, but
big
do
gap-
you see like he may speed, but do you see like he's still getting gas? Like he,
Yeah.
like the lair is still an option.
Oh yeah, for sure. He can definitely rush that lair, and you know, we still don't even see gas being put down for best just yet. Oh, more lings.
Okay, Nyoken. I don't know if he's going to go master links link speed. It will be as, oh, he's actually making way more serlings than I thought he would make.
Yeah, I also was not expecting this. I thought it was just, honestly, when I saw this, I thought it was gonna be fast lair. But instead, he's continuing to build lings like this, and that's interesting. An in-base third hatch.
No, now I'm really confused with the build order, to be honest. And he stopped getting gas, so I'm really curious what is the transition going to be. It's just like, what is that gas for?
Yeah, I don't know. You know, actually, when that building got placed down, I thought, wow, is that actually going to be a hydrogen? But not the case. And we do have ling. Okay, was that another round of lings at the natural? I'm not sure, but regardless, this is a lot of lings, and so far it really hasn't done much damage. So we'll see how. Oh my gosh, he's building even more. What is he seeing that I'm not seeing here that makes?
It's a several bus, Nyoken.
Yeah, but how's he gonna bust this? There's no gap.
He can kill getaway with the amount of serlings he's making. He's probably one of the options is like he waits best to come out with some silos. That will be strange because he already saw link speed. And second option is just like go mass serlings, break the entire wall with the masses.
All right, well, he's going to be going pretty soon. I think he's trying to bait out this zealot out of position so he can hit all at once. Right now, Best has not taken the bait. He's just hanging tight with his 4 zealots. I think last time we saw Best, he did move out with like 4 or 5 zealots. He didn't have a power spike for anything, like no speed, no weapon upgrade.
Oh my god.
He knows it. He knows Best wants to move out, and he's trying to play for that. But he is so all in with this. There's no transition out of this.
No, it's going to be a mastering game, and he's good to go until that Ceres goes to the survey.
All right. Well, there's a second cannon. And this build order from Action is just completely backfired. He's realized that Best is just never coming out. He's just going to try and engage here. The cannon does so much damage. The Zealots are in a great position. But like you said, that gateway may end up dying. Probes have been completely pulled off. He's going to, can he, oh, he doesn't get the gateway down. He gets on top of the cannon. This may actually get a bust. I can't believe that he's going to bust this.
This is actually Nyoken. GG, my friend.
Wow, how? That was so tight. I thought for sure there's no way he can bust it. Luckily there was double cannon in the main, so he'll be able to... Oh my god, that was a fantastic drill on both sides, but it doesn't matter, just barely. The Lings take it down, and because the gate is down, there's no way to actually defend anywhere. Wow, if I was Best, I'd be so angry.
I mean, when I saw the second cannon, if that cannon actually completes, Best is like he can hold this. But yeah, that was a really nice timing by Action.
Yeah, I can't remember if the Overlord was still overlooking the natural, but I'm sure Action also realized, like, hey, I cannot let this second cannon get up because then my entire build order is down the train. And that is not a move that I expect somebody like Action to make. So Best is already got to be worried about potential mega all-ins, and he's going to be going up against Action again, obviously, on Heartbreak Ridge as our next map, and we know that that's another map that you can hardcore all in on. I would be very worried about Best's chances in the next map.
Man, Action has to be feeling so good right now with that victory. Like, he took Best map. I mean, the strategy he used, I will consider that he didn't even spoil anything that he has prepared. I just like he just went with the flow.
Yeah, and we're getting a look at the replay here. 9 drones. That's it. Gosh. And okay, here we go. It gets on top of the gate, and you know, I thought that second cannon was farther along than it was, and I thought it was actually going to complete like right now, but then it just never did, and there was even more Lings coming. I was surprised that you can see a lot of these probes are kind of bouncing around on the left side. If they had gotten in position behind the gateway, maybe he could have held. I don't know though.
Yeah. Sometimes Protoss is able to, to build the gateway right away when it dies, and like save more time that way. But I feel like Best was trying to do that, but I don't know, it didn't work out, or exactly. Yeah, I don't know if like putting more workers into the gateway space could like save more time for him, to be honest.
Yeah, it might have. You know, I was actually thinking that maybe if he pulled his probes from his main, maybe that could have helped hold, but no, you know, in the spur of the moment, he wasn't able to do so. We're going into a break, and then we'll be back with game 2, which is Heartbreak Ridge. Alrighty, we are back. We have action up 1-0 in the series. Like Eonzerg said, because of it being a massive all-in, he hasn't even really shown anything he's prepared for the match, and that means Best needs to be worried about Game 2, because Game 2 is also a crazy all-in map. It is Heartbreak Ridge.
Oh yeah, that was Nyoken. Like, I don't remember if you, I don't know if you saw the OSL final best play against you, sir.
Yep.
But it was so crazy as well. It was like 4 or 5 pull, then a 9 pull speed with a drone drill, and then a crazy macro game on Andromeda. Do you remember that?
Hell yeah, I do. It was especially the drone drill game.
I mean, this has to, now that I think about it, Arjun, man, this has to be intentional. Like, you know what? You lose your championship this way, actually, bro. Like, this has to be intentional.
It might have been. I remember that finals, because Best was like an up and comer, like kind of like Bisu was. Like, there's high hopes for Best. And then Eonzerg just bashed him with that early pull and drone drill. I was like, oh my god, this new guy, he's got no chance. And in the mid right, we do have our orange Protoss player. It is Best, and in the mid left, we've got action.
Yeah, Heartbreak can be such a tricky map. You know what was funny? Like, me as a third player, I struggle to play this map against Protoss.
Oh yeah? What makes it so difficult, you think, for Zerg here?
Because when it gets to split the map, they just like, there's a problem in the game.
Yeah, looks like we may have a pause. Okay. Alright, so splitting the map versus Protoss, you know, don't want that as Zerg, but is that the only issue, or harassment, or
No,
what?
it's actually that. Like, if somehow they get to defend all these bases, like, then as a third player to control mid is so difficult. It gets to the point that also they make so many cannons and storms in the main that you can't even drop. Like, if you drop, you actually wasting resources, and there's just like a limit resources on the map. So eventually, just like I die. Or one of the older problems I find is that sometimes Protoss put so much pressure that you can't even take a for expansion anymore. It's crazy.
Yeah, you know, that's what I originally thought with Zerg for a long time, is if Protoss ever splits the map, even bases, you're in trouble, because they just have so many deadly spells. Storm, they've got Reaver AoE. You know, I may be trolling a little bit here because I love this spell. Disruption Web, Mind Control, Maelstrom. I mean, there's so many, and they're just so cost effective. But then, the more I watched Larva, specifically play Bisu, he just camps like every single time, and he crushes. So, I don't know. It's hard for me to go with either side, but, you know, in the past, I would definitely have favored Protoss in split map.
Yeah, now you can. I actually, it's a shame to admit this. Actually, one time I played a pro gamer, and in the late game, he killed me with my own race.
Well, that had to be Larva, I'm guessing, because he's the biggest troll out of the pros.
No, it was a real Protoss pro gamer.
Oh, it was?
He actually killed me with my own race. No, he trolled me so bad, Nyoken. Like, he used arbiters to steal my units with their Archons.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
No, I still remember that game to this day, and it was like 10 years ago.
I think the most humiliating defeat I had was, I think I actually played Hyun on Heartbreak Ridge, and I did like an 8-rax or something, and I killed his hatchery. And I mean, he was so dead, man, like super dead. So I wrote game over, right? And then he made the biggest comeback ever, and he just spammed game over to me over and over and over. Well, we're back into the game here, and I do not see anything unusual going on. We've got the probe coming out, and, you know, we did see some Forge expands on Heartbreak Ridge, so if we're going to actually see a Forge expand in this series, I'm expecting it to be on this map in particular.
Yeah, I don't think we see very often a gate first. But you know what? What about a Nexus first?
It could happen. I think now that the probe is going to come in here and get spotted by the Overlord, unless you are going for a 9 pool, you know, you're not going to be able to really deny the Nexus. So probably, I think we could go for an... That looks so close to the minerals, but, you know, Best has done that pylon hundreds of times. But it is going to be Forge first. And he may be able to skip the cannon, but we'll see.
Yeah, he may actually may overpull. No, not any early drones to take out the mineral from Best back expansion or anything like that. Nothing crazy so far. So yeah, looks like we are going to slow down in this game.
Yep, and we are going to have that overpool like you said, so Ling's going to be out on the map pretty soon. Drone has done a decent amount of damage to the probe, and probe trying to buy time. That was a great drill. And can he deny it any longer? Oh, the answer is yes. It's even more delay, but the drone is actually dealing a lot of damage. He may end up being able to kill it. Nope, he gets down that hatchery at a decent time.
Yeah, that was annoying, but he managed to make that hatchery, and he didn't really need extra serlings or anything to deal with that. So far so good for Arjun.
Yep, and that probe is definitely going to be looking for that gas timing, and he comes in and sees, okay, there's no gas this time. So for now, I don't have to worry about a mass lane flood, and we do have action going down to bottom left, and he's going to be putting down his 3rd hatch there.
By the way, Nyoken, there is being evolution in the Protoss versus Zerg matchup, of course, but I remember back then when this map first popped out, Protoss used to play this style of Stargate into robotic with River, and then even like a Citadel later on.
Okay, I haven't seen that, but I do remember a very old game in the past. I think it was Movie who went like 5-gate Goon. Can't remember if he actually got into Reaver play, but his timings like that are very, very strong. You know, we were talking about in the round of 24, round of 16, we may see a Reaver bust.
Oh, Hydra in your face.
Yeah, now what's this mean? Do you think he's going to commit to this, or is this a mind game?
I mean, I don't think he can commit to this, but it's interesting he put it in like sometimes Sir does the Hydra in the natural when the worker is still around like this. I think Arjun is doing this in purpose.
Yeah, I definitely think it was on purpose, and I actually think that this is going to be a commit to the Hydras. I think that he showed it thinking that Best will think, oh, well, this is just a fake, and then I think he will try and commit to it. We'll see, though. That probe is still alive, getting really good intel. Okay, now it finally dies. But first, Zealot moving across the map, and we do have Citadel coming in.
First.
Yeah, it's really fast. That's a 420 Citadel.
Okay. If you made the Citadel this fast, I asked myself if it did actually just to have like very fast storm as well, and not the +4 gateways speed zealot.
Yeah, we don't see any more gateways just yet. I think he just doesn't have enough money to make a move like that just yet. I mean, it's only 450 into the game. A lot of times you see Protoss players putting down additional gateways at 7 minutes or so. So for now, he's just poking with that Zealot, getting some intel. He does see that the Hydra has speed, and that was a Hydra built at the 3rd base, which doesn't have good saturation. So this is going to be a commitment from Action here.
Yeah, Best already making cannons. Best also making extra gateways, so it's not going to be a fast Citadel to make a storm. It's going to be a fast Citadel to be aggressive as well.
Yep, and we do actually see Action has built some more drones now, and he is going to start powering up his third base. So surprisingly, I thought it was going to be more than just 5 Hydras. I thought at least it would be like 7 to 9. But he's going to try and knock down this gate. But these cannons are in a fantastic position, where the Forge doesn't seem like it's going to be denied. So that's great for Best. He'll be able to get that +1 upgrade.
No, and the amount of units also is not so high, so like if I mean if Best wanted, he can actually like put already damage to these units.
Yeah, he could. There goes that gateway though. Oh, he is in range of that Forge. I thought he was not. So maybe that +1 will be denied, and Best says, nope, I'm gonna try and save it, but for now there's just a little bit there's a few too many Hydras. And wow, this Forge may actually die here.
Yeah, I thought he would be able to save it, but it's looking like it's going down. Or not, because like, see that the speed can be that far.
Yeah, with a 420 Citadel, you would have expected it to kick in by now, but it still isn't done. That Forge is getting dangerously low, and +1 has to be so close.
Okay, it's down.
He suicided for it, and just then +1 or the Citadel speed upgrade kicked in. So that's very unlucky for Best.
Yeah, I feel like if he just like throw a bit the units, he could probably save that +1. It's going to be more beneficial to his build order rather than just like let it die.
Ooh, good micro there to save one of the Hydras. Oh no, the AI really messing up the pathing there, and Best? Okay, wow, okay, they're just gonna avoid it. Oh my gosh, he barely avoided again. But he's gonna try to attempt to attack this natural. But there's no Sunkens, but Hydra's coming in the back, and we of course know that drone drills are fantastic from pro level play.
Yeah, so far Arjun, man, is playing such a good game. He's winning pretty much the mind games battle. And I mean, and now I'm worried for Best because he's like, look at him, he's making so many cannons, and Arjun, what he's doing is just like building eco.
Yeah, there's so many drones. I like how Best has already built some cannons in his name because there could be Mutas coming. He did confirm that there is Nat Gas, and he's right, Mutas I think will be coming, but he's gonna need like Sares or something because Dragoons, not the greatest versus Mutalisk. Now that DT, he is up to no good. I don't think there's an Overlord in there. Oh, there is.
Oh, there are Hydras, yeah.
Alright, well, DT coming in. Gonna get spotted by the Overlord. And for now, damage has really not been done. And there's what I was expecting to see if there's not gonna be any Stargate. It is the Dark Archon. Best is one of the few players that really does use Dark Archons quite often. So he'll be used to playing in this type of game with this type of unit comp.
I saw High Templar also in the main just to protect the cannons, so that's good. But you know what? Arjun Mutas are coming now, and that Archon doesn't have the energy to use the spell on the Mutas.
Yeah, not enough for Maelstrom just yet. I think he needs like 30 to 40 more seconds. But like you said, there is a Templar there, so Zerg does need to be careful. And also there's 3 cannons. Okay, that was a good storm. Even though it only gets the Mutas for a brief second, it pushes them away. We've got the DT coming in at the same time, but again, the Overlords haven't moved, so it's not going to get any damage done.
Is Arjun already planning to make a first pension? Because I see a lot of units in his, what is the 4 base going to be?
Oh, actually, I thought he was going to take the mineral only, but maybe he is going to take bottom right. Wow, that's so many drones, and he is going to take the mineral only. So he's going up into 6 hatch, plus the mineral only, so that's going to be 7 hatch, with really good drone count. And he's pretty high in supply, like 85 to 105, that's not bad. Oh. However, you got to be careful. The Dark Archon is sitting right there.
Oh my god, this is Took, man. Like, you need to kill cannons to get the DA out.
Yeah, he walled himself completely in. And Protoss is about to have a big power spike because he's got double Forge spinning. Remember, his Forge got killed at around 7 minutes? So that means that these 1-1 upgrades should be kicking in any moment now. Also, Robo is lining up with this timing also, so I expect to see Best moving out in just a moment. And there he goes.
Oh, so here we go with the timing. But I think like Arjun has really good numbers Oh, look at this, so cool.
Yeah, he knows. He knows that, hey, if you don't have Sares, you've got to have something to deal with the mutas. And he smartly just sends one out to scout that Dark Archon. But look at this lurker timing from Action. It's perfect. So he's going to have something like 10 lurkers. Look at the drone count. It's just crazy. And Best, man, you got to get something done because you're about to let Zerg be on 4 bases and you're still just stuck on 2?
I mean, look at how far he's actually doing the contain Nyoken.
Yeah, this is a really dire situation for Best, but he does have a lot of AoE. He is hitting his 1/1 power spike, and it's hold position. It's hold position. You gotta use him though. Oh man, he gets 1 lurker for free. That's a good maelstrom. At least he hits 1 of them. But Action does retreat into a good spot.
But now the high tempers are exposed, Nyoken.
The high Templars are exposed, but I think there's only like 5 mutas here, so I don't think he has enough to actually kill the Templars. However, he did have enough to knock down that Observer. So now, Best can't continue to attack here. He's going to have to be forced into a retreat. However, Hydras are flanking from the left and top side. Maybe, oh, he caught a Templar.
He's not a Templar. There is a Hydra army going to deny Best tier expansion. And remember, he's been on 2 bases for a long time. He doesn't really want to have like this lack of resources against their players.
Oh man, that may be a canceled Hydra, or canceled Nexus, I mean. Yes, Zerg is going to lose. Oh, did he not cancel it? So that's 400 minerals down the drain. Now, of course, oh my gosh, he can morph a lurker here and then get into the mineral line. Oh, morph a lurker, that would be amazing. There it is! And now he's going to actually trade decently well.
Yeah, he can even bring these Hydras to harass the minerals now.
Oh man.
The natural.
Best is attacking again, but this feels like desperation. But that's a really good, great Maelstrom and Storm combo. He's going to kill a lot of the Hydras and the Lurkers. But is there a I heard a load up, so this is going to be a drop into the main while Best retreats. But this might get weird, Eonzerg, because Best may not turn around. He may just go for like a massive counterattack. Because his units are completely out of position. It's going to take him too long, I think, to get back to his main.
Oh my god, this is going to be a trading base per base, Nyoken.
Yeah, and I don't think Action has Sunkens. Like, there's no Sunkens at the 4th base. There's no Sunkens at the natural or the 3rd base. So he's really just relying on units. Oh, if he can pop the Observer, I think he'll be able to hold. But he must kill the Observer. That's a great storm. There's still a lot of Dragoons here. He does get the Observer, and that means that there's nothing to detect any of these Lurkers. And the main is getting ransacked. Oh my gosh, Lurker getting so many kills!
This is losing a lot of workers right now. I don't think he can make progress with this army because there are Lurkers. There are too many Lurkers and not Observers. So I don't really know what are the options right now.
He still doesn't know about that Lurker on the natural. That Lurker by itself has almost 20 kills. And remember, just a second ago, we had Best with 150 supply versus like 110. Now it's 110 still for Action, but 95 for Best. Oh my gosh, this is so bad for him.
I don't know why Nyoken, the fourth base for Arjun is exposed.
Yeah, it is, but he can lose this base. This isn't even a big deal anymore. He just needs to save his other 3. We hear another massive load up. Now, if he gets intercepted by this army, plus Storm, plus Maelstrom, that could be what Best needs to get back into this game. But smartly, of course, Action is going to move towards the center of the map with those Overlords.
Oh my god, he didn't realize there was a lurker, like, Best didn't realize there was a lurker, like, close to his tier base. Right on top, man, and he's losing workers that are transferring. Jesus.
Yeah, if he didn't...
18 kills, man.
It's so crazy how much damage those Lurkers have done. If he... Oh, Lurker drop into the 3rd again. And that's where all the probes are. Like, he doesn't have any really mining the natural anymore. Okay, well, this was a good defense from Best. He's going to kill the Hydras and the Lurkers. He's got Maelstrom here also. Oh, he needs to land it, though. That's a great storm. Okay, guess you don't need Maelstrom, just Storm, because everything got melted.
I'm worried for Best, man. Like, he's getting these service snipes over and over and over, and it's making like so much time for Arjun that, I mean, like, he can now like just spend if he wants and just take map position and probably like close this game.
Yeah, I think so. We still haven't seen his main. Okay, there we go. He is still on lair, so if there's some type of miracle defense and Best can actually rebuild his probe count, he's not out of it just yet. He does have good upgrades too. I think 2-2 kicked in versus just the +2 weapon of action, but we've got another Doom drop coming in, and the Observer spots it, and Best is already in position here, so I don't think this is going to be a successful drop. Also a lot of Storm. Oh no, this is a mistake.
But there is a huge army also coming to tier base now.
Well, this is how you get back into the game. You have storms like that. You have trades like that. There's going to be a big attack, like you said, to the top side, but I think Best has split up his army quite well. There should be a lot of AoE, and there's a Templar with multiple storms. Also, Maelstrom. Maelstrom! Oh my gosh, he hits like 10 Hydras! In Action, who had a massive lead. Look at supplies. It's 105 to 100 now. Best is making a great comeback.
Yeah, that was a big commitment. That was a big commitment. And Arjun apparently is on autopilot now, that he's just like trying to commit over and over, and this is dangerous. You don't really want to play like this against Protoss.
Yeah, I like that finally Action is taking his 4th base again, because it's getting to the point where these trades are not effective. I don't even think there's anything in those Overlords. I think it was just a fake. But unfortunately, his fake is not synced up with the actual engagement, so he luckily doesn't lose too many Overlords there. But we do have another attack into here. He doesn't realize that these units have a lot of energy.
Yeah, I don't know if he actually like just made a misjudgment with the situation of the game, because to me he was looking so good with this massive army that he could just like spend everywhere, make a good hold in the map. But now he's like, I think he's in troubles, man.
I think he could be in trouble because we don't know what the worker count is from Best, but we've got a huge attack here. Really good storm dodge, actually, and the Hydras are going to move in. But again, the Maelstrom is still there. He hits another huge clump, and this is allowing Protoss to really get back into this game. Like you said, it'd be different if Action had the mineral only in the 5th base. Now Best is up in supply massively.
Not only that, Nyoken, now that tier base, I'm pretty sure is healthy with the worker count, and he can even take a 4 expansion for himself. And what Best is doing right now is what Arjun was supposed to do.
Oh no.
And he just like keep committing. I don't think this is working at all.
Well, this is a cute move. I like the Overlords going towards the center while he also Overlord drops the main at the bottom. I think that's smart. That should have drawn a lot of units out of position, but surprisingly, it didn't. There's still goons and there's still Templars here, so again, another failed drop. Maybe if there's no observer, he can get some damage done, but not the case. There is still an observer here.
I mean, Nyoken, by everything is dead, Nyoken, like, all die to a storm.
Oh my gosh, he is just doing so much damage with the goons and storms, and now he's actually gonna counterattack this 4th base. And when he comes in here and sees, hey, you didn't even really mine it that much, he's actually probably gonna feel like he's in a favorable position. He's just gotta hold top middle. There is double or triple storm here. That's a great one. Oh man, perfect defense from Best. What a comeback.
What a comeback is like the right choice of words, Nyoken, because the guy was in so much trouble. Yeah, what a comeback.
Well, he did take a lot of damage here. He did lose a lot of goons, and he did lose a decent chunk of workers, but he's still slightly above in supply, 103 to 97. And something that we haven't even mentioned is because Action drones so hard, his main and natural are basically mined out. He's essentially on 1 base.
Yeah, no, well, to be honest, Nyoken, it's 20 minutes, like, that's usually when the bases are going, like, running out of minutes anyway, but, I still think, like, Best is just like doing so well, man. Like, it doesn't really matter. Like, look at this.
Yeah, he catches another round of Hydras. Doesn't get off the juicy storm, but he at least pushes the Zerg back, and he secures his own mineral only. And what do you do?
I swear to God, Nyoken, that Archon is bugged. How many times that guy used that spell?
Yeah. What does he have consume also? How does he have so much energy?
Jesus.
Oh, okay. This is finally a favorable trade for action. He gets multiple Templars for just a couple of Hydras. If that's a lurker drop to the third base again, this could be devastating damage. There's only one cannon. Oh, it is a lurker drop, but it is, of course, spotted, and he is going to evacuate those probes.
Yeah, funny enough, I think like Arjun downhill comes with these drops.
Well, this is interesting. How do you engage this? There's not really good surface area. The Templars and the Dark Archon was out of position. Oh, he's okay. That's a great storm. Here comes the Dark Archon again. No Maelstrom. Okay, Maelstrom at the backside. There's that lurker though.
Yeah, but I mean, he's using so much spell and holding everywhere. Like Arjun right now is GG.
Wow, I can't believe it. I thought for sure that was Action's game, but best he didn't let it phase him. Clutch storms, clutch maelstroms brought him back, and unfortunately, that just commitment to Hydra Lurker drops just really backfired.
It's something so hard to explain because, like you mentioned, it was Arjun game, and I mean, as a player, you don't really want to lose one of these. Like when you lose like this, Nyoken, it actually play like it play in your mind.
Yeah, because that's a game that you feel like you're winning 100% of the time, all day, every day. There was no way Best should have been able to recover. He lost 40 probes to 2 lurkers. In Protoss versus Zerg, do you even have much more probes than 40? So, like, Best probably recovered from having a total of between 15 leftover probes and still managed to take that game. So that's a big boost for him. And now that's going to be a tied score, 1-1. I think if it was 2-0, Action would have been in the complete driver's seat. But now, this is definitely a series.
Yeah, this was a total fail.
Yeah, and you can see this is after the lurker drop has already happened. You can see Best is still down a decent amount of workers, but he's recovered quite nicely from now. And this is the Dream Maelstrom right here. Hits like 12 Hydras. Oh my gosh.
Indeed, man. Indeed. That by the way, the MVP of the game, the Archon.
Oh yeah, for sure. He had like 4 or 5 huge maelstroms. The first couple on like 1 or 2 lurkers was not that impactful, but he definitely clutched it as the game went on. And now, well, our third map is going to be Nemesis. And this is a really interesting map, as we've pointed out, that Nemesis has those mid bases that are hard to attack. I really like Protoss on this map, actually. But we'll see what Zerg comes up with. I'm not sure if we're going into a break or not, because this is the round of 8, or if we're going to have that Hot 6 commercial.
Yeah, Nyoken, I'm glad Best won that game, because he like now he's recovered from that game 1, you know?
Oh yeah, you're definitely tilted about losing game 1, but that's a great way to get back into the series, getting such clutch defense over and over. He didn't panic. And 1-1, definitely way more manageable. And we may get into that scenario that you're talking about where it could be potentially 2-2. It comes down to Retro as our final map.
Yeah, I don't know if that is going to play a role in this series, to be honest, getting to the map. But it's been so far such a chaotic series, because like we start with a Limbas that actually worked for Arjun, to a game that Arjun was so close to win, I don't really know what that means for now the tier map Nemesis. I really don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either. In round of 24, I think we did see a Reaver bust. I think it was Snow actually, and you were talking about Reaver play on Heartbreak Ridge. What do you think about potential for Reaver bust on Nemesis? Do you think that's a strong opener, or do you think we'll see something different from Protoss?
Probably depending on the spawns. Like if it is cross, probably no, it's not going to be so good. Um, but I don't know. I didn't see that many River play on Nemesis, to be honest.
Yeah, it's definitely just a rare build in general, but I think with the tiny like pathway and you with Zergs, I think camping a lot, taking their third base, I think it is definitely viable. We'll see if that's actually going to come to fruition, though. I'm still waiting for mass mutaplay. I thought we would see it in BSL. I thought we would see it maybe in ASL, but we haven't really seen mass mutaplay on Nemesis, or at least I don't remember seeing it. What do you think about mass muta? Is that a viable strategy, or is that just me, or is that kind of just troll?
Could be. You know, it just really depends because when these Protoss players they open two Stargates and you doing mutas,
Oh yeah,
it's so hard for the third player.
I for
Um,
Oh, we're going into a
but
break.
go,
So we'll be back in just a second and get your thoughts on that double Stargate play.
yeah.
Okay, we are back, and we're moments away from going into Game 3. Before we went on the break, I was talking about how I've been waiting to see mass mutas on Nemesis, but you were talking about how Double Stargate is a great counter, and we've actually seen that being pulled out a couple times in the ASL so far. So what makes Double Stargate so strong?
Yeah, Nyoken, to pull this easy, the problem with the two Stargates, like, you get in such a crazy number that even with a +1 attack on the stairs, they beat like Scorch, Muta, like everything, bro. And so imagine that combined with a +1 attack, and if for some reason Protoss Relies is doing like Ser is doing this mass muta style you mentioned, he can even go as far as +2. And you know, like, muta is a big commitment. It's like muta is very expensive. If you do damage, you actually, like, you are fine. But if you're losing, like, you train mutas over and over and over, that is actually chaotic.
Yeah, it is a big commitment. So yeah, probably not going to get to see it. The dream is still alive for me for maybe a few more seasons before I'm actually going to get to see the mass muta play. Yeah, also versus someone like Best who's willing to make Dark Archon. I think it's also not exactly the wisest move to build mass mutas against, but we'll see. And go ahead.
Something I want to mention, Nyoken, is that Nemesis seems like a great map to drops, but the way Arjun dropped it in the last game, honestly, now I'm worried that he need to do it in a map like Nemesis.
Yeah, I don't know. I am worried for Action because in a lot of series that I watch him play, there is a game like what we just saw, and then for whatever reason, Action falls apart.
I mean, look at his body language. Like,
Yeah.
Look at the guy. It's like he's like, I don't know, like dancing right now on his chair. Like, yeah, I don't think he's like he's full on this series.
Yeah, we'll see. Hopefully he can get it together because that's a devastating way to lose, especially in a tournament setting. So in the top left, we have our red Protoss with a miraculous comeback on Heartbreak Ridge. It is best. And meanwhile, in the top right, our blue Zerg, it is Action, and already an interesting scout pattern. Don't think I've ever seen this before. He's going straight diagonal with this.
It could be. Can you make proxies on this map? I don't know.
I don't think you can actually proxy on this map. So I think this is just intending to see the probe coming in from a certain angle to figure out where he's actually spawned at. And we do have probe coming down, and he is going to scout quickly, and actually the scout pattern from Action is going to be great because he is going to intercept that probe, and he will know instantly that Best is top left.
Yeah, I feel like I also wanted to do a 12 hash or maybe 11 hatchery opening as well. Now probably going to be forced to do overpull.
Yep. I love when I see Protoss players get the first scout because then Zerg has to instantly respond. And we do have the overpull, like you said. And last game, Probe did a really good job of blocking the hatchery for quite a while at the natural, so we'll see if he can get that done again.
By the way, top left against top right. Man. So now, like, it's interesting because these positions, it could be good to do drops, or it could be good to do mutas as well.
Yeah, we'll see what he wants to go for. Right now, we're obviously way too early in the game to even speculate what it was going to be. What I was thinking is top left versus top right. You've got to be really on top of those eggs and assimilators, right? Because DTs kill eggs really quickly. Lurkers can shred eggs really quickly. And if anybody, yeah, the probe is fantastic.
The hatchery, nice.
Well, no gas yet for action, and okay, I thought a drone was going to the bottom side, so I thought he may start trying to take mid-right already, but I don't see any movement over there, at least not just yet. Oh, drone is going towards the center. So are we going to have split map positioning maybe?
For expansion it looks like.
Well, I am a huge fan of the split map style. Like every time I watch Larva play it, it's so impressive. And this time around, we're actually going to see action go for the split map. And we do have best with the Forge, Nexus, Cannon, Gate Opener. So pretty streamlined, and there it is.
Yeah, the gas timing, man, a bit too late if you ask me. Like, that was almost 3 minutes gas timing against Forge expansion.
Yeah, this does seem slightly slower than usual. Maybe like, what, 10 to 15 seconds? I wonder if this means anything. Like, are we going to see Hydra play or... Well, I mean, that doesn't really make sense, right? Because the hatchery was already at bottom right.
Rebels is ready for this. It's 8 servings, Nyoken.
Yep. And this one cannon is definitely not enough for 8 Zerglings, so he's going to have to hold the line for quite a while here. He is going to commit. He does kill a drone, or a probe. He almost gets a second one, but the probe drill is quite good. However, he did get in 1 ling, and he did kill 3 probes. So, I would say that's worth. What do you think, Eonzerg?
Oh man, he used 7 Zerglings.
Even
He used 7 Zerglings. Okay, I don't think to like kill the workers he killed. I don't think it matters at all.
All right. Well, that probe did spot hydrogen at the natural, so we may have a similar opener to what we saw on Heartbreak Ridge last game, which is, what was it, 5 Hydras knocking down the gateway and cannon. And what's that going to be? Instant Citadel, maybe? I don't think it does.
I don't know, Nyoken. This is so confusing to me right now because Arjun build, on top of that, his steel hatchery is so far that if you make units from that place, like, it's not going to be even that helpful. It's going to take forever.
Yeah, that is true. And actually, I thought that cybernetics was already done, but it wasn't even started. Did he kill his own ling?
Yeah.
Okay, a bit of a misclick there, I imagine. But the Zergling at least does confirm that, hey, your cybernetics isn't even done yet. That was good probe control to knock down the ling. More lings, so it's gonna be another bust. Oh, well,
He made ling speed. I did realize.
Well, I don't know if it's gonna be a bust because I guess Protoss has had his gate completed for a long time, so maybe he just needs these lings to defend a zealot timing. But I was surprised to see more lings being built. We do have Stargate coming down and probe in position to spot any incoming attacks through the eggs.
Yeah, second cannon for third cannon for best.
Yeah, he's nervous. He saw the hydrogen, so he knows that this is definitely a possibility. Now, how does he get through here? Wait, what? How's that probe get through?
Best saw the Zerglings.
Yeah, he
with
saw
the worker.
I'm
But
curious.
he's not.
Go ahead.
He's not denying it. He's not denying it.
Yeah, he's not. And that means that these eggs are open. Oh, maybe he just barely missed it. Okay, now he sees it. And he's going to see the bad news, which is these eggs are already open. Probe is going to get picked off, and that means that we could have a breach of the main.
Oh, still need to kill more eggs, right?
Yeah, he does. He's still got to go through 2 more, but with Hydras supporting the Zerglings, those eggs, I think, would die pretty quickly. Citadel just now completes, but it is just going to be a frontal bust. More cannon, or at least 1 more cannon going up.
Yeah, Best is not even believing in it, man.
Yeah, I think after the Heartbreak Ridge game, where there were so many fakes of the drops, I think this is a smart move to not even respect the potential for an attack into the main right now, because it's just, he just faked so many times that it seems like it has to be a frontal attack. Also, the Sayer confirmed that this is still going to be a frontal attack. Now, this is a massive commitment. Like, I don't see many drones for action. There's no lair, so he's trying to just outright win the game with this.
I don't really understand. Is there like Hydra range?
Oh, it looks like there is Hydra range, but there's a lot of cannons here. There's also a decent amount of zealots, so will he be able to actually plow through? He pops one cannon. Can he get a second one? He gets a second one, but he lost a lot of Hydras for that.
Yeah, finally about to kill this wall. He's committing, and I don't think he... I mean, can he really break this?
I don't know. Probes are starting to be pulled off. He did kill the Forge, so these 6 cannons are all the cannons that he's going to have. Behind this, it is still Hydras. There's no drones really at the third base. We still see constant rally out of the main and natural hatchery. Gateway's going to fall, but 6 cannons, that's going to be hard to get through. However, Protoss, I don't... Okay, he does have 2 gates done, so he will have like DT or Templar or Zealots coming out pretty soon.
Okay, now Arjun coming back to clean the eggs. I mean, it's not a bad idea at all, because like, if you look at best natural, he's making like 8 to 10 cannons. Well, never mind, he canceled it.
Yeah, I like this now. Now opening up the eggs with the extra Hydras. Oh, the Corsair does spot it though. So that was a clutch catch right there. But Best has like 7 Zealots left over and 6 gates coming up. So I'm not sure if this would really work. But it does force more cannons. So that's great for action regardless.
Yeah, but Arjun is only making units. Oh no, he's transitioning now. He's making hatcheries.
Yeah, this is a weird state. Transitioning with just 4 hatches. While also it seems like he's still rallying units from his bottom right base. So there's still only 2 drones there. Really not an impactful base in terms of econ for him. Actually, now he's gone back into Hydras again. I'm very thrown off by exactly what's going on. There's Templars out, so I don't think we can actually bust anymore.
Yeah, I'm not sure anymore. Like, he's going for it, Nyoken. 3 High Templars.
Oh man, that's a juicy storm, and there's 2 more behind that. So Action, I think at this point should consider transitioning, but okay, he does have Lair. I was like, well, we don't even have a Lair, so what do we do? But he does, so he is going to build a Spire.
I should below there is so messy right now. He's lacking so many drones. He's lacking so many hatcheries. It's almost 10 minutes. You are supposed to be at 10 minutes with at least 6 hatcheries and a +1 attack for your Hydras.
Yeah, he also didn't deny +1 weapon either, so Zealots are moving out, but hey, that's a good trade for Action. He gets like 4 Zealots for free. I think he also killed the Corsair as it came across the map. So that's great for him. Oh, DT, he's going to use the eggs to his advantage. Overlord already in position now.
Yeah, we can call that the first action vision in this game. He kills some silos, but I mean, man, he has a long way to go.
Yeah, 90 to 62 supply. That's not exactly where you want to be. Maybe he can even it up if he goes for that Muta switch and catches some Templars. But right now, oh, DT gets in and still gets 2 kills.
Yeah, at least he didn't kill more. He could kill way more, but yeah. Nyoken, that's a lot of gateways, man. Like, how do you hold that? Like, even with Mutas, like he's on 4 hatcheries.
Yeah, and he also has a fast robo, so for how the game has flowed, he's got a really good robo timing, and even if Zerg gets lurkers, I don't know if he'll be able to hold a Mascoon timing, especially when Protoss already has 8 gateways. We'll see though. We do have 100 to 80 supply now. I mean, this is definitely an okay supply for Action at this point, but the Sair, does it confirm Mutas?
My theory here is like super simple. If I was a Sair player and I was on 6 hatcheries, I will have trouble still to hold this. It's possible, but it's, like, it will be like still difficult. Now he's on 4 hatcheries, making Mutas. I don't even see he can do damage with the Mutas, Nyoken.
Yeah, I don't think so either. Now that the Mascoons are coming out, and well, he doesn't have that many Corsairs, so I guess Corsairs aren't going to help that much. But I don't see like a lot of mutas being pumped out. What is it, 5? So that's still not enough to even pop Templars. So not sure what he's actually looking to do with this. Maybe just kill some probes. But there's so many cannons here, and Best hasn't moved any of his goons at all. So these mutalisks are just going to fly in and really not get anything done. Good defense.
Yeah, honestly, the only that is going on for Arjun here is that Best is stealing on 2 bases.
Yeah, if you're Best, what base do you take? Are you going to take mid-left? Are you going to try and take another main? Okay, that's not something you want to see. Desperation, Sunkens for action. He knows he can't manage 4 hatch versus 8 gates, so he's just going to try and spam Sunkens and try and delay the game as long as possible, but Preuss is about to hit the 1-1 power spike. He's got like 8 Templars also, so he's got 1 billion storms.
I'm so nervous for Arjun here. Like, is he maybe like a quickness? Why he's making this much Sunkens down? Like,
well, I think he's just gonna try and camp with mass Sunkens, mass Lurkers, and try and split the map and go into 5-tech heavy upgrades, maybe? Not sure exactly, but that's what it seems like he's trying to go for.
yeah, man, I don't know. Like, I feel like, you know what's funny? Best was already preparing for mutas, even if he didn't scout the Spire. And I feel like the mutas so far they do nothing. Like, he invested so much on that, like, and he delays his tech so much. Now,
well, we'll see. You know, surprisingly, I think Action's in an okay spot, and the only reason I say that is because Best hasn't scouted with the Corsair really that much, so he doesn't know that this is actually going on. Like, he's not going to have a Reaver timing, for example, anymore. And Protoss is moving out, and now these Sairs are going to try and deny mid-left. Like, where does Protoss actually attack here? Do you think he can actually bust through 5 Sunkens, like 8 Lurkers at each base?
for sure he can attack the bottom expansion, but Best probably don't know sadly the number of lurkers that are in defense.
Oh my god, yeah, that's so many, and so many Sunkens too. Like, Protoss has a massive army, but I don't know where you attack. I actually think the best move for him is to try and go through mid-right and then try and attack into the main, but he's gonna go for it. There's a lot of AoE. Oh, he got both observers. That was fantastic. Wow, is he really doing it?
Well, he can kill the hatchery and call that a victory as well. Oh my god, he started a high tempo.
Well, he's gonna lose a lot of goons and Templars in the back. Like, he may get the hatchery, but I don't know if this is worth losing your whole army for. Supplies are 135 to now 110. Remember, Protoss was up like 40 to 50 supply a moment ago, and yeah, he's gonna get the hatch, but he lost a lot for that.
Well, losing that hatchery is a big deal because the guy was on 4 hatchets.
But now Zerg, with bottom right, he's gonna have that additional hatch. Like you said, it's still only 4 hatches though, so the available larva is quite low, but well, I mean, what do you think Protoss should do at this point? Continue attacking or take another base? Like, he's actually storming lurkers to death.
I think he's going to finish the game now.
Okay, you think he can really make it through? We'll see. He's got observers here again. Those lurkers don't even have speed. Wow, lurkers in the drone line, so not only does he kill the lurkers, he also kills a decent amount of drones. And we do have Hydras and Mutas moving in the back. Those units are bugging out. Oh, lurkers, can they save the day? Storm? Oh, beautiful. So this is a trapped army. This is just goons versus upgraded Hydras, and Zerg barely holds it.
And this Nyoken, what a hold by Arjun. I mean, I didn't expect Best to lose the whole army, to be honest. It was probably because the army booked out, or I don't know what. Best is trying to take a new expansion here. I asked myself if he committed too much.
Yeah, I'm thinking the same thing. I think you're spot on with it just being 4 hatches. I don't think he's thrown the game. But if Zerg had like 5, 6, 7 hatches, then I think Protoss would be in trouble. But at least Protoss is taking a 4th base. He's going to have 4 gases. We're going to get into a potential split map scenario. But the problem for me is Zerg has 3 evolution chambers. He has 5. So he's going to be going into heavy upgrades very quickly.
Yeah. Arjun is taking so many bases right now, and not combining how best can deal with it.
Yeah, I'm not sure either. The assimilator is taken down at mid-right, so I don't think units can actually get over there easily, but I think there's a DT drop going to mid-right. And those eggs have not been opened at the main or the bottom right base, so this is just going to be killed off by, okay, actually just 2 zealots might kill this off.
I mean, you can, to be honest with you, oh no.
Almost a good interception. He at least unloads those Templars. So that was a nice save from Best.
I was going to say, Nyoken, the best position, it was really good because of the massive army. But now without a massive army and the late he took his suspensions, I feel like he has like a resources problem.
Yeah, you can even see he's long distance mining. I think oh no, are they bugged out? Like they can't return? What's the issue here? Oh, they can't return. Okay, he fixed it. Oh man, that's something you want to fix ASAP because you can see Best was extremely low on money. If he didn't realize that for, a couple minutes, that could be devastating. Now, speaking of devastating, we've got Dark Swarm with Hydras being sent towards the top left, and actually there's no defense there. Actually none.
Yeah. I don't know how Arjun is doing it, and right now his focus is like take as many bases as possible, and I feel like that's the right play. Like in the end, do you really want to have more bases than the Protoss player? It's going to be pretty much a game of resources. Let's see who is going to play the best way in this case.
Yeah, and I thought that actually Zerg was going to attack top left through the eggs, but the simulators have been taken down. It doesn't seem like he actually has drop upgraded yet, so for now, even though that is a very exposed Protoss base, can't be abused, at least not just yet. Double Forge still spinning. I guess Protoss should be approaching 3-3 pretty soon. But now we finally see macro hatches for Zerg. Okay, he's got a lot of macro hatches. So he's gone from 4 hatch upwards of 9 hatches right now. Oh man, see you DGs. Oh what? He didn't realize. And it's actually going to sneak in.
Oh yeah, he realized.
Luckily he realizes he's only going to lose a couple of drones here. Not the biggest of losses.
Okay, now I actually understand, like, this game is going to be so different from what we have seen so far on this map. They are...
Go ahead.
Go.
I was gonna say, do you see how many Templars this guy has? He's got like 20 Templars.
Yeah,
oh my gosh.
I was thinking, like, in this type of game, it would probably even, like, nice to make some Eonzergs.
Corsairs?
Yeah.
I think
to control a bit the drops and all of that, because that is going to play a huge role.
Yeah, I think this map, the way it's laid out, it is so hard to get back into position that, yeah, Eonzergs could be a really good follow-up. I don't think he's actually doing that though, and he's instead going into mass robos. I assume this would be defensively, but the fact that there's 2 right there, right next to each other, makes me think that this could be Shuttle Man. We'll see though, because of course Scourge just obliterate shuttles. But
yeah,
like actions.
No, I was going to say, Nyoken, do you think Arbiter is like a good idea in this case?
I think Arbiters are underused in Protoss versus Zerg. I think Recall is super strong. Like, if you also get Hallucination, then Zerg has to figure out which one's the real Arbiter. Now that's going to be a juicy plague. He gets a lot of damage done there. But yeah, recall could definitely be an option for sure.
Whatever happens this game, I feel like Sir made such a comeback. Because from where he was to where he is now, you don't see this very often.
I agree. And it is going to be a mass shuttle play. We've got 3 loaded up. And he is headed towards mid-right, but Zerg has done a good job to manage his unit placement. He's got defense at top middle, he's got defense at bottom right, he's got defense at mid-right. And, you know, honestly, I don't really like best comp. He has 5 gas, but look at the majority of his army. It's almost all zealots at this point. So he does bait some Scourge in, but where does he go? He's going into the main? You can't go there!
No, Nyoken, I don't know if this mass shuttle style is going to be good against Sir.
Okay, well, the storm was decent, but there's no detection. So these drones, well, okay, the Archon may be able to get some kills.
But that was expensive, Nyoken. That was like 3 shuttles on Archon DT. Like, what he killed, it didn't really pay off.
Yeah, and now Zerg is maxed out with 6 bases with like 10 hatcheries versus a Protoss. Yes, Protoss still has 5 bases, still has good upgrades, still has a lot of Storm and Archons and stuff, but he also has majority of his army still Zealots. And finally, we have the drop upgrade being completed. So now, Protoss has to be worried about drops.
Yeah, this base is taken. This is going to be a deciding base. By the way, these guys are going to fight so hard for this one.
Yeah, it's going to be hard for either player to deny these mid bases. We do have a big drop going into the top left, but Protoss was ready with, I think, 3 Templars, 3 cannons. If there's Dark Swarm, though, that could be game-changing, and Protoss' army is completely out of position. So, oh, I love the drop at the bottom to draw attention over here while he drops the main.
He's best ready for this drop, Nyoken.
There's a Dark Swarm. Ooh, good storm dodging, actually. Double Dark Swarm coming in, and Protoss needs to scramble to get into position to... Okay, actually, he did a really good job with almost pure storm clearing all of that.
Yeah, first attempt is hold. But there is a second one coming, and there are swarms in place. Never mind. Where are you going?
Oh, bottom middle got denied somehow. Missed that, but yeah, another drop coming in. And there's 5 Templars here, also with a decent amount of Zealots. But Best, his army is still hanging around the middle of the map. Oh, the Zealots moved out of position. Oh, that's a lot of damage. That was a good storm. Yeah,
it's crazy. These 2 players are having troubles to do the attack side of the game. Like each time one of them try to do some attack, it doesn't really like do damage or pay off. Like just waste.
Oh my gosh, the storms are fantastic. He dealt a lot of damage to the Overlord. However, those Zealots are getting chewed up by those 3 Lurkers. That was a big loss for Best there. I don't think it was that big of a deal though, because he really did need to get rid of some Zealots and get some more high-tech units. Like look at his army, it's almost pure Zealot at that point. So I think that was fine.
They were plague Seagulls, I think. They were plague Seagulls.
Oh, plague Zealots. Okay, that's a lot of Templars though. 7 Templars, 3 Reavers. We're gonna have some Reaver drops into top middle. Oh, Zerg trying to cut off units from bottom left.
It's raining here, Nyoken.
I see that. That's some acid rain coming in. Like that hurt. Damn, that is so many Templars. But he's got to use shuttles to get them across the map. Supplies have really fallen for Best though. He's down to 150, whereas Action is still sitting fine at maxed out supply. More Hydras and Lurkers moving across the map. You know, Action even has control of bottom middle. He could consider taking that base.
Yeah, I feel like Best, man, he probably should try more Rivers, more Rivers play. I feel like that is the way.
Yeah, I agree. I think once you get into a scenario like this, you've just got to go for the ultra late game composition, which is Mass Templars, Mass Archon, Reavers, D-Web, Arbiters, all this types of heavy tech units, and he's got that. Like, he's got a lot of Archons, a lot of Templars, and a lot of Reaver. Like, if you're Zerg here, where do you attack? Do you just take bases and wait for Protoss to attack you, or what's the game plan for Zerg?
Honestly, probably just like take a new base and try to trade as most efficient as possible. What is interesting here is that Arjun already took back control after 27 minutes.
Yeah, and he's got a lot of bases too. He's up one base, I think. Reaver is going to push these lurkers back. You know what I would like to see? I'd like to see some queens, especially since there's no Corsairs out. He can broodling those Templars pretty easily. But for now, he's content with Hydraling Lurker, and Reavers are going to keep pushing through.
Yeah, I think as long as he trades well, he's going to be fine. Like, maybe like spot the weakness of the defense and maybe doing like a big drop and killing a base can be great, but he needs to make sure he doesn't really waste too much resources on this.
Yeah, for sure. For now, Protoss is trading really well with those Reavers. He's gotten so many kills. Bottom left is also locked up. There's like 8 Templars there, 4 Reavers. So you're really not busting anywhere if you're Zerg. Honestly, I don't know what you do at this point because Protoss is just so cost efficient with all their AoE. But if we look at the resources, Best has almost no resources. He's struggling. He's mined out all 3 of his bases.
Yeah, I was thinking like maybe some Guardians to harass the eco on the bottom left could be nice.
Oh my gosh, does he catch the drops as they load up? And he sees it with the Observer. But where is he going with it? If he goes into the natural, it's suicide. Well, it's really suicide anywhere. Good play.
Yeah, in my opinion, you better just like stop this attempt action and regroup.
Yeah, he's trying to find the angle. If Protoss was not where
the Reavers exposed.
The Reavers are exposed. That's a gift from the gods right there. 3 Reavers. They are going to die. They do trade decently well for the scenario, for the position they were in, but getting 3 Reavers. Oh, and he draws the units out of position. This is exactly what Action wants. If he can drop the main at bottom left, that's the only spot that's really not heavily defended. But Protoss is aware of that, so he's moving into position quite quickly. Oh, well, I don't think he can drop bottom
the main at the same time.
Yeah, I don't think you can drop bottom left anymore. The units are too close, but well, now actually that army is kind of stuck, right? Like, oh, the drones can't transfer.
He's actually committing to the main, and in my opinion, Best making a mistake not defending this.
Yeah, he's trying to get the units out of position so he can continue to drop bottom left, because those are loaded up overlords. Look, now he realizes, oh, well, I thought he was actually going to unload, but he hasn't unloaded yet. He's waiting to confirm where Protoss's army is. And actually, Best is just letting his natural die, really. Like, those robos are expensive, and they're all going to die, and there's no Observer here.
Oh,
everything's dying.
Nyoken. I seen Best bugged, man.
And now, okay, I saw movement from Action at bottom left, but are those overlords not loaded up? I feel like they are.
I mean, I saw units on the overlords for sure. I saw units.
Well, his natural has been breached, and you know that drop didn't have to drop top left or bottom left. So now he's actually just going to send it to top left, and he'll get a big doom drop onto the main now.
I didn't see this coming. Actually, Arjun changed direction. Is now going to the main.
Wow, just barely out of position for a second. And is there any storm available? It doesn't look like it. Best is going to lose his main. He's just counterattacking bottom middle. That's really all he can do. But he's going to lose everything for this.
I mean, it's losing all the tech Nyoken, all the gateways. Oh my god, all the tech, man. Need to remake all these.
Yeah, he was already struggling with money to have to rebuild all those gateways, the Citadel, Templar Archive, Robos. That was a fantastic trade for Action, and he is clearly in the driver's seat now.
By the way, good move by killing the suspension. I was surprised he killed the suspension. Why that was like, why Arjun didn't kill the simulators?
Yeah, I'm not sure why those weren't taken out, but at least Best gets some damage done. But he desperately needs to take bottom middle. If he's going to kill bottom middle, he also needs to kill it with intention of taking it, because he is down to 2 bases. Meanwhile, Action is still mining, I think, 3 bases, bottom right, mid right, and top middle.
It's going to be a gain of resources, man.
Yeah, luckily, Protoss still has heavy hitters right there, like those Reavers, those Templars, but yeah, he's still down 50 supply though. Oh, there's the Guardians like you were talking about.
Yeah, but I mean, yeah, I see what is like the right move right now.
I also think it's the right move, especially when you know that this guy's heavily prioritizing Reavers, which obviously can't help you versus Guardians. And you took out the Templar Archive, so what he has for Storm is all he's going to have. So that's a very nice move, and we're going to see something like 8 Guardians being worked in just a second.
Oh, actually, no, you don't need to do this. You don't need to do these drops, man. There are too many units defending. Yeah. Look at this, Nyoken. It's how do you drop in this? Like,
oh yeah, don't do this. Oh, okay, we're gonna have a Guardian plus drop. No, this is a mistake. This is giving me Heartbreak Ridge vibes. Yeah, you gotta get the hell out of there.
Oh my god, it's funny. Him is morphing the Guardians right on server face.
Well, those mutas aren't upgraded, so you know they're not going to take down those Templars that easily. So he is going to have to back off with the mutas for now.
Yeah, I bought for like 20 or 30 Guardians, to be honest.
Oh, did he find the angle? If he can kill the assimilators, oh my gosh, this would be so clutch for him. And look at that, he focuses it instantly. Oh my gosh, Action the Genius cutting off the reinforcements means that what's here to Storm is all that's going to be left to Storm the Guardians as they come in just a second. And he's forced to blow a lot of the Storms just to not die. Like, he kills a lot of Lurkers and Zerglings, but there's the real threat right there.
Yeah, Nyoken, he just hacked this base, disconnected. And now Guardians, I mean, there are very small limit of storms left for Best on this expansion.
Yeah, he's just gonna go with it with the Archons and just hope that they connect, but Action, he's too good for that. Those are some really good storms. He just needs, like, you know, 5 more, but he doesn't have any more, so this base is dead.
It is, Nyoken. I mean, yeah. Oh. I don't know what to, like, even, like, thinking, like, if you lose this base, Nyoken, as Protoss, can you win the game?
Yeah, I don't think you can. I think you had to have this base, and he's not going to get it now. Drops are going to come in here and seal the deal. That's a dead base, and Protoss is gonna unload. Can he clutch it here? The Archons are still alive. Those are great storms.
Ooh.
So close.
Yeah, but he can make like more Guardians, like more drops. Like, this base is going down.
But there's the big unload ultras for the first time all game, and there's just not enough for Best. Oh, even loses the shuttle. So this base is gonna die, and that means Action can take it for himself.
Yeah. I think Action has like enough resources to really to really kill Best. Like, even without the suspension, I think it's looking good. But with this suspension, like, I think he can do it. Like, I think the results of battle is won by Action.
Yeah, but Action is getting low on resources, and there's still so many high-tech units. Like, if we look at what Action has, mid-right is mined out, top middle's got to be mining out pretty soon, bottom right is also mined out, so I surprisingly don't think Best is out of it just yet. Like, the Guardians all died, he's now shuttling in stuff slowly over and over to bottom middle. He's gonna Doom drop right on the Reavers. Good storm. Good. Oh, Reavers unload. He has to run.
Yeah, these drops are not really working.
Dude, he's almost out of money.
How many minerals are left for Action, Nyoken?
I don't know, maybe like 1,000 at top middle. That's it, really. Cause well,
That's his only base.
I see mid-right, he has the bottom patches, but I don't think he has much more than that. Okay, there's the Guardians. Okay, so Best desperately needs to get some more Templars. Wow, he has so many Templars over there now. It's actually 10 over there. So he is going to Doom drop the main, but he doesn't realize that there's still so many Reavers here.
There are so many units in these places, Nyoken. Like, his focus has to be, and it's funny, he doesn't have gas. And he was making Ultralists, so that's crazy that he doesn't have gas. His focus has to be on the 90 suspension.
Yeah, I think the Ultras was a big mistake. They were not worth it at all. He really needs these Guardians to do work. But there's so many storms. Like, there's actually 12 Templars here. Also, there's Archons. There's endless storms.
That's a crazy high tempo number. And cannons are up.
I can't believe this.
I mean, the only way to approach this...
Oh, he's going for it.
Don't go crazy, don't go crazy.
Oh, I think he's realized that he can't bust this with just Guardian, so he's just going for the Hail Mary, but there's way too much AoE. Okay, there's a drop on the left side, but it was not synced up with the first drop, and that means that Storm kills everything. Reavers, well, they're bugging out. Guardians are helping to save the day. Okay, while all this is happening, there's no Templars being shuttled in anymore. That's a great storm. He needs one more to finish them off. Oh my gosh, but how many storms are still available? Oh, there's still, so he still has 12 Templars.
I don't think Arjun can kill this base anymore.
I don't think so either. I think, like I was talking about earlier, is he really needed the Broodlings. The Broodlings, you just one-shot the Templars. You don't have to use Guardians or anything. And now, I think this is actually his last-ditch effort. He's out of money, man.
Well, if all the Overlords are like with units, and he can avoid this splash, I mean,
Oh my god.
that's GG Nyoken.
And Action supply blocks. He can't afford to build, he can't afford to waste any money on Overlords. He's even, look at that, he's even mining, he taps out! What a crazy game! It wouldn't look like, again, Action had it. Best with the immaculate defense, and now he's up 2-1.
Yeah. I'm so confused. But you know what? Props to Arjun to make this far. Honestly, like he was in such a bad position in the early game.
Yeah, he really brought it back after his Hydra attack didn't do the damage he was looking for. And I thought after he secured the right side, like, that's it. Best couldn't attack anywhere. I mean, there was no place that he could actually attack, but he was content with just building out those expensive units, and it paid off in the end. I can't believe those Storms and Reavers just did so much damage. And, you know, actually this series could have been a 3-0 for Action, but now it's Best one game away.
Yeah. Um. Wow, that game to Arjun was so close to win it. This game three, it wasn't really close, but it was a more a game of moments. He didn't have like why he made ultras when he was lacking so much gas. Like I like the idea of guardians and just like keep making these guardians because if you think about it, best defended the guardians without stairs.
Yeah. I think the reason for the ultras was because he was getting stormed so often. He just wanted something to survive the storm, and hydras and lurk or lings just aren't going to do that. So I'm imagining that was the idea. The problem was is that there were just so many reavers still there that obviously just crushed through everything, and this was just impeccable from best. You can see his probe count 25, just non-existent, but his army so strong.
It's funny Nyoken because Alshon at some point took this base and he didn't kill the simulators and that's how best actually kill his suspension.
Wow, those plagues, those storms, really amazing. And this may have been the game of the tournament so far. Like, this was just absolutely crazy. And you knew maps like this were going to give you crazy games. That's why this map is in the map pool, because Nemesis is just so interesting. You never get games like this on Polypoid or Vermeer, for example. And look, those Dark Storms were actually backfiring. The Templars couldn't get shot down by the Guardians.
Yeah, it's been such an interesting game. It changed so much over the minutes. It's really hard to. It was really hard to predict that one.
Yeah, for sure. I was thinking about the Queens. Well, we'll get into that later. We're going to be going into a break, and then we'll be back with potentially the last game of the series. It's Vermeer Best versus Action. Welcome back. We are moments away from getting into game 4. This is match point for Best. Best is playing out of his mind in the mid and late game. And if I was him, I would just be thinking to myself, as long as I don't die in the early stages, I've just got the upper hand because his late game is just clearly outmatching action so far.
Yeah, Nyoken, I've been thinking for 5 minutes non-stop about that last game, and I just googled so hard because the answer to such a complex puzzle, it's like I don't get it, to be honest. Like, it was really a game of moments. Like, Arjun was so behind in the early game. Somehow he managed to hold a huge timing from Best, and then he just like took map control, or at least not map control, but he took so many bases that Eco made such a big comeback. And now we get to the point that they are just fighting for that last base.
Yeah.
And I mean, somehow Best won that. Not only that he won that base, but he was able to defend all his bases with so much power with the Reavers and the High Templars covering the cannons.
Yeah, and he even had more Templars at bottom left defending his main also. Like, that wasn't even all of his defense. He just had a billion Templars and Reavers. You know, I was worried for him. After he lost his Robos at top left, I couldn't even remember if he had a Robo at bottom left. Now that I am thinking about it, I think he had one at his natural expansion, but I was thinking to myself, like, does this guy even have shuttles? Like, how's he ever going to get units over to bottom middle? But that one shuttle that never died clutched it for him, able to elevate her over and over and over, getting in those clutch Templars. And now we are one game away potentially from Best getting into the round of 4 for the first time in quite a long time. Okay, in the top left, playing the games of his life today, it is Best. And in the bottom left, our Zerg player looking to even up the score 2-2, it is Action.
Nyoken, this time we have a more classic map. One of the standard maps that been made over the years. It's not really a chaotic map like Nemesis, for example. And I feel like Best is going to really destroying this game. I feel like his play style fits way better for this kind of map with the huge macro and the huge attacks. There is so much space he can use.
Yeah, for sure. I'm just curious what the openers are going to be for Protoss. Okay, we do see very fast scouts, and again, he is going to get the first scout onto Action. And Action, I think this time, was again trying to go for... Oh, nope, I thought he was going for Hatch first, but it is actually going to be another over... Is that actually 9-4 or overwall? I think it's 9-4.
9-4.
Oh, he sees the creep, so he wants to intercept that drone, but unfortunately this time it is not a fast hatch. Oh, okay, Protoss does confirm that it was a boy. It would have been a big mistake if he chased that drone and then he doesn't put down a forge and then he just dies to a 9-pull. So clutch scouting there to actually poke in and confirm that it is pull first.
Yeah, if you ask me, no idea for Action.
Okay, drone. Now I assume that this is going to get blocked by the probe, so... Well, he doesn't even have the money for it. Oh, pylon. Do you like the pylon block?
I love it. I love to get pylon block over and over and over.
Well, that's not what I meant, but do you think it's worth it for Protoss to do that, or does Zerg not care about taking bottom middle, for example?
That is a question I ask myself over and over. Is this actually they do this just to clown, or this is actually like good?
I don't know. Because, I mean, he didn't even delay the hatch really that much. Yes, he repositioned it, but bottom middle is going to be, I imagine, a fine hatchery position.
Wait a minute, that cannon is not ready.
Yeah, that cannon's not ready. But, oh, the probe defense is great. Wow, I can't believe none of those got in.
Wow, a bit of greedy play by Bess here, like... That was dangerous.
Yeah, you know, when the probe came in and confirmed the pool, I thought he was going to instantly bring the probe down to the natural, and he still delayed it a little bit, and that almost backfired, because if 2 lings get in, your whole build is down the drain with the forge opener. It's not like you're going to have a zealot to help your probes for, you know, for quite a while. So, clutch defense there with the probes. Now, in Action's main, he did take a 3rd base, and we do have about a 3-minute gas for him, so it's similar gas time.
Super late gas now, okay? I feel like we're going to see Hydra thing again.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing, is that this build looks similar to the Nemesis build, except it's a 9 pool instead of an over pool. So a little worse econ, but also Action only built 4 lings this time compared to 8, and there is the Hydra deck.
Okay, well, Bess been dealing with these openings so well so far. Like if you remember, Arjun did it on Heartbreak, did it on Nemesis, now repeating it here. It's funny because there is this say that why do you repeat the same thing if you are getting the same result?
Yeah, I don't know, but if this is what you've practiced, you gotta go probably with what you've worked on the most. We'll see if this can have better success this time. Right now we do have Stargate coming in. Protoss hasn't really gotten much intel at all. Okay, he does see a couple more lings, but I don't think that really signals anything.
Arjun is actually ready to this move that Bess is pulling with the Zealots.
Yeah, I think Action is ready also. Those lings are already set up at the 3rd base, already set up at the natural, but 2 zealots I think went unscouted. Okay, well if he can sync up the probe here, I think these zealots will trade actually very well. We do have the engagement. Ooh, probe? Okay, he's gonna get into the main, and he will see exactly what's going on. He sees the Hydra
Walker
too.
is going to the scout, he sees Hydra. But I mean, he's going to lose these Zealots for free almost.
Well, good stutter step micro. He's salvaging this attack. He even kills a couple of lings. Almost got drone kills. That was an amazing save from Protoss. But it does buy him time to get up these 4 cannons that he's building.
Yeah, what I like about this game is that Arjun is in position to really like build the macro hatcheries behind these. Like, these Zealots not doing too much damage now. Oh wait, Best man, so sneaking a Zealot. Oh, if that does damage, this is going to be painful.
Yep, there he goes. And this is, you know, right when Zerg tries to transition after like 7 to 9 Hydras, this one Zealot could ruin the entire day. But luckily, Action has 4 more Hydras here just sitting and waiting. So that's really good defense from him.
Yeah. Yeah, and he's already going to transition, going to make more hatcheries. Look at how healthy his drone count is this time compared to the last game.
Yeah, this is definitely a much better position for him, and that forge is not even spinning at all, so he's going to instantly rebuild it in the main, try and catch up the upgrades that way. Double forge, actually. I didn't see a citadel in there unless I just barely missed it, so speed's going to be delayed, but at least he'll be able to catch up with his 1-1 upgrade quite quickly.
By the way, Best need to be careful, man, because I see he didn't make extra cannons, like he's on 5, and if for some reason Arjun is able to sneak two rounds of Hydras, he can be really aggressive here.
Yeah, like this right here. We do have more Hydras being pumped out. 4th hatch coming down from Action, but Best did see more Hydras being sent out, so he is building more cannons, up to 8. I think that should be enough to hold it. Maybe not. He's even pulling probes.
Yeah, but I think Bess is in trouble here.
Really, you think this amount of Hydras can overwhelm this amount of cannons? There's also 3 Zealots. Okay, here we go. 5 Zealots, and okay, it is pushed back for now. Templar Archive coming in too.
Yeah, but he didn't commit, and he actually like forced Bess to make more cannons as well. So, and his eco again is like really good. Spire on the way. Probably going to make a 6 hatchery soon. Like I really like Arjun position in this game.
Yeah, this looks much better than the Nemesis games. Supplies even reflected 66 to 55, whereas I think last game it was like 85 to about 62 or something. So already much better, as you stated. The 5th hatch seems a little late, but he does have his Spire coming up pretty soon. The Corsair did spot it, but I don't see any defense in the main, and I don't see additional Corsairs being built, so maybe that's one way Action can find some damage, is with some Muta harassment.
Yeah, I should be like making sure that there is Overlord in every base, no sneaky drops or DTs. Did he spot the 2 silos? He did.
He did. So those Zealots are going to be taken out. And I did notice that that's a really fast robo at the natural. An 840 robo. I think the past few games we were getting something like a 10-minute robo. So I'm not sure exactly what this is intending to do. Maybe he thinks it's fast lurker, but he did confirm the Spire, as I stated.
Maybe a DT drop?
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. This could be a DT drop. Like, there's absolutely no vision on the left side for Action at all. No Overlords at any spot. And there it is. There's the 2 DTs moving out right now. And we do have Action is taking a 4th base, and it's at that 3rd base location at bottom right.
I should make a Scourge also. So, oh, that Archon. So it's not a DT drop after all.
Yep, smart move to make the Dark Archon, because we know that there are Scourge waiting for that shuttle on the left side of the map. Corsair.
Yeah, it could be a High Templar drop. Sometimes Protoss goes crazy with these High Templar drops and some Stelots.
Okay, well, whatever the reason for the fast robo, he was right, because despite seeing the Spire, there are lurkers already out, and that is 9 gateways on 2 bases. So this is going to be a ton of production for Protoss, but Zerg is already almost even in supply, and he does have a lot of hatches. I think he even has 6 or 7 already done by now.
Indeed, Nyoken 9 gateways is really like a lot of production. Like, I actually smelled 2 bases semi-all-in almost.
Yeah, I think he's trying to just line up a massive like 150 supply 1-1 timing. Like right now, Action is gonna have to spam Sunkens at 3 bases, natural 3rd base and 4th base. Otherwise, one of them I'm sure will get busted. 1-1 should be kicking in just now, but instead, surprisingly, Bess is just taking a Nexus behind this.
Yeah, and what you mentioned is really important, because it's not really easy to defend 4 bases as a set player on these positions. Like 4 base, for example, for the series is so exposed. Like there is no way to defend that from a huge attack unless you have a huge army for yourself.
Yeah, and he does. Like, he's almost even in supply, but the 1-1 power spike for Protoss I thought would be a bit too strong, but instead Best has opted into just the Nexus, so he's willing to just be content with giving another base to Action. I do remember he did confirm the bottom right base with the Zealot, but he does also confirm the Queen's Nest, so he knows that this is not just going to be Lair Hydra Lurker, this is actually going to be Hive Tech.
Do you think Best is playing way too conservative in this game?
You know, I was thinking that, but I was also thinking that on Nemesis, where he had this huge army, but he couldn't attack anywhere, but he still won that game. So, you know, based on how well his Storms and Reavers are going, if he can just secure bases, I think he's got a good shot.
It's not the same kind of map. There are a lot of bases to take in this game, and it's not as tricky as Nemesis. There are these assimilators that could the expansions from from all the the ground is good, you know, like so it's a total different beast here.
Okay. Yeah, we need to run. And okay, I thought he was gonna back off, but the way he's positioning his units makes me think he's gonna try and bust. I don't know why there's a zealot there. Okay, he spots the army, but he still goes for it at the left side. He is not going to trade effectively there, and he may lose his third base because of that one move. That is so many Hydras.
No, there are no High Templars, nothing to defend. Nyoken, but you know what? I don't think he can he finish this?
I don't think so. Also, that there's Maelstrom energy. Oh, where is it there? Oh, double Maelstrom! Clutch! Where's the storm though? Action, meanwhile, he's reinforcing the natural and he's setting up a massive contain. Oh, that is so deadly.
Yeah, but now he's like, he almost lose control of the outside zone of the natural.
Yeah, despite losing so many Hydras there, supplies are still almost even. And it's Hive Tech with like 8 hatchery production. I thought that was the best trade Protoss could actually hope for, but like you said, there's a massive contain now. How do you actually save this third base? You're gonna have to run through lurkers. That's a great 2 storms actually, but goons can only last so long.
Oh, actually he's holding. Is he?
I don't think so. There's so many Hydras. The Zealots are gonna try and run in here, but look how many lurkers there are. There's 7 of them. Yes, the Zealots may eventually get through, but they are so beaten up. But wait a minute. The Hydras did not kill those goons. Lose supplies.
Nyoken, what the hell is going on?
I don't know what's going on. Oh, look at Protoss's armor. So 2-2 just kicked in. Maybe that was the reason that Zerg wasn't able to bust through.
Well, I still think like start position is good.
Yeah, I agree. Like Zerg's econ is still crazy, and he's not all in lair. That's the main thing for me is that he's got +2 weapon upgrade, but he's not stuck there. He'll be able to upgrade +3. He'll be able to get, you know, Zergling upgrades now, and he still has a lot of hatches. So definitely not out of it. Best is almost mined out in his main and natural, but he's still got a super strong comp. So I'm sure he'll be able to take a 4th base. That's a great storm.
Oh,
great pickoff too. Ooh, that's so many Hydras still. Not many lurkers though. Good storms. Where's the Maelstrom? Well, he needs 6 more energy. Oh, those Hydras are so clumped up. Oh, goodbye.
Oh my god.
Well, now there's really not much else other than Dragoons, and Hydras kind of just run them up. What? He just tapped out? That seemed like a preemptive GG timing. I thought he still had big econ, but apparently he did not think so, and that means best he wins 3-1.
Yeah, but he committed a lot, Nyoken. He actually committed like everything. Like there was nothing left for him. That was it.
All right, well, I guess I misread the situation. I thought that even if he lost that army, he would still have an okay shot. Like, he killed all the Templars, he killed all the Archons. Yes, there were a lot of Dragoons left over, but I don't know.
think he even keep upgrading. He stopped at +2 attack.
That could be the case. Like, he had built so many Hydras and Lurkers, you know, maybe he was gas starved. I did notice at bottom right, he was not mining gas with the drones, so that could very well have been the case. But regardless, Best Man, he's crushing it, and maybe this could finally be his season. This is the first time he's been in the round of 4 in like so long.
Yeah, that was a solid play when it comes to. I mean, he holds so many times, but actually this play doesn't really like. It's true he beat Sorky in his group, but I don't feel like that. I mean, it's a round of 8. It's really important, but I feel like it was more action, committing and making blunder after blunder than just like Best like going crazy about the games.
Yeah, I'm not sure. The drops obviously didn't work out on Heartbreak Ridge. I think Action played really well in Nemesis, but yeah, the drops in general were didn't really work out that well, except for that one massive drop at top left at on Nemesis. But regardless, Best Man, he is wow. These maelstroms, we got to see that again. That's
Yeah, no, for sure. That's a 10. 10,
Yeah.
10. Like,
oh my gosh. It's like 15 Hydras there. And I loved Action's move right here. He instantly cuts off the choke. I thought that was, if the Hydras don't kill top right initially, I thought that for sure was going to seal the deal here, because Protoss should really never trade effectively into like 7 lurkers, but he did. And I'm looking at the drone count, 50. It's not as high as I thought, but yeah, here we go. I can't believe these Hydras don't get through. Yes, the storms were amazing, but there's no Maelstroms left over, and there's not many storms left over after these 3 go through.
those were major losses, man. Like, just with the Maelstrom, he lose like at least 20 Hydras. Like, and now he's losing again, like 3 control groups almost.
Yeah, it is true. He did lose a lot there, and I just wonder what the leftover units was, because I can't remember. I do remember a lot of goons, but did he have any storms? I don't remember. But regardless, none of that matters, because GG came anyways, and that means Best. He is our first player into the round of 4.
Yeah, I don't think like his action was feeling the series at all. Like, he made a good game one. Probably got tilted after the Heartbreak game, and then Nemesis just like seal it because he played so good in the last game until he didn't.
Yeah, he was crushing it. We were both watching, and this guy exploded Econ, and I'm like, damn, I've seen this before. Zerg just runs you over with Econ like this, but really good. Storms and Maelstrom saved the day, and you know, even though I'm a big Action fan and I root for him every season, I am happy to see Best make it into the round of 4, because it's been so long, and finally he's getting some momentum in this tournament.
Yeah. No. This is going to be good for his confidence, I believe, because I mean, 3-1 against Ser, making it to semis. This has to be like a huge confidence boost for him. Yeah, man. Like, I just like. I'm not really sure about last game. Like, he was so conservative. Well, based in the result, it was the right play, I guess. But I feel like he need to add something to really like compete with Queen, for example.
Well, that Dark Archon could be the thing that he needs, because he was just nailing it, man. Every single Maelstrom was so cost effective, just unreal cost effective. And if I was Queen there, I'd be very worried, you know, showing Hydroden and then forcing this guy into Dark Archon, because every time Action went fast Hydroden like that, Dark Archon just ruined his day.
It's true that his play with the Dark Archon was a 10. Honestly, I don't know if he's going to be able to repeat that. You know, this Dark Archon unit is such a mystery. It's like sometimes you can accomplish so much, others it sometimes die in seconds. So we will see how he's going to transfer this against other opponent.
Yeah, that's the real question. And I gotta tell you, Eonzerg, I think I did it again, because Afrika made a Twitter post what your predictions are for the round of 8 and beyond. And I gotta say, even though I didn't write my prediction in the tweet, I had it in my brain that Action was gonna win. And this season, everybody I thought was going to win ended up losing. So I'm trying to blank out my mind so that my pick in the next few matchups don't lose.
Oh man, don't struggle with that. I don't predict unless I care like a lot about the player. Like I even if I care a lot, I don't even predict. Like just wait for the result, and if it is a bad result, well, eyes to your head.
Yeah. Well, Bess is super excited. I think everybody is excited for him. You can see the crowd going wild every single time a Maelstrom hit. So definitely a lot of Bess fans in the audience. And that means that at least we don't have to worry about Zerg versus Zerg all the way to the finals. We've got at least one Protoss through. And the next group is, I think, a Terran versus Zerg, right? So actually we have potential for there to be Protoss versus Terran. And I think the player's mine, if I remember correctly. And that could be a solid matchup if he actually makes it past his Zerg opponent.
Yeah. No, I think honestly the games were really fun today.
Oh yeah.
If you ask me, maybe some blunders, but it could happen. It's a run of 8. Now these players are going to build momentum in a long series. Remember, everything so far it's been like best of 1, best of 3. Like now you need like to prepare more, and I feel like it's just like building momentum is going to show better games as we advance.
Oh, for sure. And that Nemesis game, for sure, it had to be the game of the tournament so far. Just absolutely clutch defense. And...
No, I don't agree, Nyoken. I feel like no, because 76.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
If you don't remember, Light against. Wait, I forgot who it was, man. Light against.
It was Snow. Snow. It was Snow,
was it
right?
Snow? No. Was it the Snow? No. It wasn't.
I have to look.
Well, that game, Nyoken, Light against who it was, man?
Was it Best?
Yeah, it was Best actually.
Yeah, it was Best. That's
well,
true.
these guys is like having the games of the tournament, by the way.
Yeah, as I was saying, the Nemesis is the game of the tournament, I instantly remembered that 7-6 game. So these weird maps that are new to the ASL definitely delivering so far.
Yeah, the Best is so far be the highlight of the tournament then.
They call him the human highlight reel, I guess. A lot of Best fans in the opening, in the initial row, as you can see.
Best games. That 76 game was so insane. I actually never seen something like that. Someone that flows 2 CCs to the mid, put units in the cliff, parallel cliff, and defend the 2 expansions. I mean, that was insane.
Yeah, that was an incredible game. And we are going to have a 76 game tomorrow because I think Zero, or Queen I mean, has picked that first as the opening map. We'll have to wait and see what the actual map picks are, but I'm pretty sure that's what the actual opening map is. Man, Best has a lot to say, man. He's still going.
Yeah, man, it's been so long since... wait, it's actually the first time he reached semis? No. It's the second, right?
I would be surprised if it's the first time he reached the semis, but I know he hasn't reached it in a while.
I for sure know he never like reached finals in the ASL.
Yeah, I don't think he's made it to the finals yet. This could be the season, though.
Yeah, man. Congrats to Best, man. Showing us amazing games. That's what matters. In the end, that's what matters. Like, just having these amazing games that you can spectate, and you know, like if the guy can win a championship, that would be so cool for him. He never won one.
Yeah, I don't think he did. Like, he was so close a very, very, very long time ago, as we were talking about before the stream turned on. He had to play Eonzerg, and there was that epic game on Troy with the drone drill. But ever since then, I don't think he's made it to the finals. But how today went, it went in favor of Action initially. Then stealing a game on Heartbreak Ridge, and then stealing again another game on Nemesis allowed the comeback to be true for Best, and he is our first player into the round of 4. But he's got really tough opponents on his side of the bracket. Mind, who looked so deadly, versus, who was it, Bisu, I think, taking him down really easily, actually. And then also Queen. Queen, obviously a master of Zerg versus Protoss, so he doesn't want to, I'm sure he doesn't really want to face either of them because they're looking so strong these days.
Yeah, man, looking at this bracket, guys, come on, man, like, Jesus. I don't know what you're gonna do the 10, but make sure you have time to watch Jadon against Hero. You don't want to miss that.
Oh yeah, for sure. Definitely don't want to miss any of these games, honestly. And as I was stating, round of 8 tomorrow, we've got Sylph at first, that's Mind's pick. Then I think Queen with the 76 pick, then back to Vermeer, then Dark Origin and Retro. So even though we're not going to get any Nemesis games, we do get the return of 76.
I like this map order for Serb versus Terran series. It's going to be really fun. It started with Sylphie, that is a great fest already.
Yeah, that's a good Zerg map for sure, especially if Terran spawns bottom right, in my opinion. That is just such a nightmare.
And then 76 Nyoken. I don't know if viewers know this because we didn't see that many games, but the way these guys are playing it is this mass mute style against mass Valkyries. Mass mutants with mass Scourge, 3-4 control groups of Scourge against Valkyrie. It can get really crazy.
Oh yeah, in Flash in his ASL run that Zero ended up winning, he opened with fast Valkyries, and actually the way Queen countered it was mass mutas and Scourge, and he got a victory there. But Valkyrie style is kind of changed a little bit. People are rushing a little bit faster. Maybe Terran can get to critical mass, but yeah, we could see that mass muta style.
Yeah, and then I feel like it's a great order. I don't know how, like, if we get to 2-2, how retro is going to really affect the series. Is that better for series? That better for Terran? And didn't see that many games to really decide. It feels really balanced to me, right?
Yeah, I think it's just one of those normal maps. Maybe a little different than Vermeer just because of how far away the bases are, but it really, to me, feels like another Allegro, another Largo, and those are very recent new maps, so I don't think it's unusual at all, at least not to these players.
Yeah. Yeah, Mind against Queen, man. Like, if it's crazy that Mind in 2023 is still like kicking. Like, the guy is back. The guy's a champion. He actually won a championship against Bisu. He actually eliminated Bisu in this ASL. What else can you expect?
Yeah, I don't know. He is killing it, man, and he's back, and he's very strong, and that's going to be an epic matchup going up against a 2-time ASL winner. That's it for us today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. We'll be back tomorrow with a TVZ between Mind and Queen. Definitely don't want to miss that.
Bye-bye.